Hello, that's it. I can hear me now. Good afternoon. Oh, I think it's afternoon now, isn't it? It's just after 12. Um, are we recording? Yeah. Notice is hereby given that a meeting of the licensing subcommittee be held as detailed below for the purpose of transacting the business set out. Item one. Oh, sorry, chair first. They all agreed it's me. Okay, I'm the chair. I'm the chair. I was the chair last time, so. Item one, the minutes. To approve the minutes of the licensing subcommittee that we held last week. Is everyone happy that I signed them off? Yeah. Item two, are there any apologies? No, no, no apologies. Item three, any declarations of interest? No. Item four, licensing procedures. Right, just open the meeting. I'll just introduce you to the members of this committee. I'm Megan Barrow, the chair. I'm chair of the district council here, and also my area is Cotsall. I'm district councillor in Cotsall.
Rita Heseltine, Lakeside, member for regulatory.
I'm Penny Allen. I'm one of the licensing committee members.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Cooper. I'm the legal advisor for the committee this afternoon. To my left, we have the licensing officer, John Chislett, and the two licensing environmental health officers, apologies, Jasmine Thomas and Karen Richards there.
Right. The council officer, please, John, can you present the report?
Thank you, Chair. So this is an application for a premises licence that was received from Darren McClare by the gov.uk portal on the 3rd of April this year. It was forwarded to the responsible authorities and notices were displayed and advertised in accordance with the requirements of the Act. The application and plan are attached as Appendix A and A1, pages 15 to 39 of the agenda pack. The premises is situated between Swindon Road and Kidderminster Road, and the site plan is attached as Appendix B, page 41. The application requests for the following licensable activities: live music, performance of dance, anything similar to live music, recorded music and performance of dance, outdoors, Saturday and Sunday, 12 noon to 9 p.m. Saturday and 12 noon till 6 p.m. Sunday. Recorded music, outdoors, Saturday and Sunday from 11:30 till 9 and 11:30 till 6 on a Sunday. The sale of alcohol, Saturday and Sunday from 12 noon till 9 p.m. Saturday and 12 noon till 6 p.m. on Sunday, with the opening and closing times on Saturday and Sunday, 12 noon till 10 on Saturday, 12 noon till 6 p.m. on Sunday. It's the understanding of the licensing authority that the application for the premises licence has been properly made and the statutory requirement to give notice of the application has also been complied with. And there's no current representations outstanding apart from the one from environmental health. Staffordshire Police, Staffordshire Fire and Rescue and Staffordshire Environmental Health Food Safety Team had objected to the application, and their letters of objections are attached as Appendix C, pages 43 to 50. And the objections were on the licensable objectives of the prevention of crime and disorder, prevention of public nuisance and public safety. At the time of writing the report, there was no response from the applicant with regards to the representations. Since then, the applicant has reached out to Staffordshire Police and has agreed conditions, which are on the letter of representation Appendix C. And last week, on Monday, the applicant had reached out to the fire service and the fire brigade withdrew their objection at this hearing, although the officer wasn't in attendance because of a prior engagement. And that concludes the report.
Thank you, John. Any questions, committee? Can I just ask a question? How many events do you intend to have a year?
Just one per year. We actually applied for 2 originally, but we're only planning to have 1 per year.
As you'll appreciate, we sat at this meeting last week. I'm going to reprimand you for not sending a, I am joking. You know, all it needed was an email. And obviously, I think there's a lesson here. Don't leave it till the last minute, because particularly when you've got lots of people involved, like the fire and the police and everything else, it becomes very difficult when the staff here have to work to collate everything together. So I think any future events, you know, please be mindful, I think is the word. Is there anybody want to say anything about it? Does anyone want to discuss it or anything? John, do you have any questions? No? Do environmental health want to ask anything?
Yeah, we're still chasing information that we've requested. So we still don't have the full information in the event management plan, the event. And it's now only 4 days before the event takes place. We've got information for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the food businesses that are going to be trading at the event. So the sort of information we want is the local authority that they're registered with, their food rating when they're inspected, what they're providing. And like I say, we're still waiting on information for quite a few of those. Some of the information we've received on the food traders, there's 3 of them that haven't had a first inspection yet, so they're not even, they haven't been, what's the word, they haven't been inspected, so that we're not sure that they're going to be trading to the required standards. Trading in a green field is different to trading at a fixed premises. There's different requirements for hand wash, washing up, protecting the food, keeping it cool, the structure that it's provided in, you know, that if it's a gazebo, that it's fire retardant, that there's flooring, non-slip flooring on the floor, that sort of thing. So we're still waiting on that. Don't really just find it having a big event like this, having food vendors that have been inspected so that we don't know they're trained to the required standard is a bit worrying from our point of view. We've only just received the final EMP this morning. There's still a lot of information has been put in. We've had about 11 emails this morning from Mr. McClure. We just need it all put in one place because there's so much information coming through in different emails. It's difficult to keep track of what's been provided, what hasn't. Excuse me a minute, sorry. Sorry, I've got all this stuff here. In the original site-specific risk assessment that was sent to us, there was mention of children's entertainment. That's not been mentioned in the the event management plan until today, and we're still unsure from the information that's been sent to us what that actually involves. I sent a checklist for events having inflatable play equipment to Mr. McClure on the 22nd of June, asking for information regarding the inflatables. As you're aware, inflatables are quite dangerous if they're not, if wind speeds aren't monitored and things. There's been quite a few incidents. There's one recently in Salford where a young boy was swept into the air in an inflatable ball. Sorry, Southport. So we've had a kind of risk assessment sent to us in the EMP, but it doesn't provide the information that we require. So who's going to be responsible for the inflatables on site? What checks are done for wind speeds? Who supervises it? What training the people have had? Anchor points, what sort of anchor points are being used? Age restrictions for the use of it, deflation procedures, and generally information like that we require, so that we require further information on that to what's being provided. Still not fully aware of what other children's entertainment's being provided. There's something on some teacups, but this information wasn't even mentioned in the EMP until today. It's only because we saw it in the risk assessment that he sent to us. Then we queried what was being provided. The actual plan, we asked for a detailed plan of the site, and until a couple of hours ago, there was still no emergency access routes detailed. The first aid station and lost children station wasn't detailed on it. There's no bag search area, no pedestrian access. This is all information that we discussed during the Safety Advisory Group meeting on the 23rd of July, where we sat with the police, licensing and our noise monitoring team, and went through everything with Mr. McClure of what information was still missing that we still required. And like I say, we've only just received that today, and that was from the 23rd. I did send Mr. McClure an email following the Safety Advisory Group, which went to the wrong email address, so he didn't receive that. But he attended the SAG. It was all discussed. And Mr. McClure did make comments on several points that he didn't realise the level of detail that was required. Event management plan. So I would have expected the information to have been sent a bit sooner without me having to chase it up again. Don't know whether Jasmine wants to add anything more.
I think just want to say that thank you for providing the information to date. But as Karen has stated, that there is the detail in the event management plan and the site plan is still, there's still questions relating to that in terms of the safety of it, the detail of it, whether some of the vehicles going into the car park, for instance, is that a roadway or over a field? Where the emergency vehicles will be coming, what's the access route for those? Are they in the same route as the public vehicle access, or is it separate? So there are some details which are quite crucial for any event planning, and we feel sometimes that the information that we've asked for, which is actually quite straightforward and simple, we're not being provided that, but you're providing information that you think we need to know, which example is all we want to know about the food businesses are they inspected? Are they of a rating that's satisfactory? If they're not inspected, our advice is that generally the advice of environmental health for any outdoor events is don't go for businesses which are not yet inspected, because you don't know what their compliance system is. So you go for businesses that are inspected, that have a good rating, so you've got the confidence that you've got a safe event. Because that information is unclear, it provides us with difficulties to assess whether that the businesses coming to your site are suitable or not. and you can't then make that judgment either. But health and safety is important, and there are some fundamental issues that are missing from the plan, and it's something that we would be expecting to have been provided certainly a month in advance, 2 months in advance, which is the reason for the information 3 months in advance to be provided.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Would you like to come back now, Mr. McClure?
Yeah, sorry, I'd just like to say that I didn't actually receive the email that went to the wrong person. That was after the SAG meeting. I was waiting for that email to respond to the email. And then I had received it. I had to chase it whilst on holidays because the person involved who received the email emailed me to tell me that he'd received the information to stop emailing him, please. So I tried to get all the information pulled together as quickly as possible whilst abroad. In terms of the food operators, there are 2 of them who are awaiting inspection that will have detailed the ratings of the other on the EMP ratings. These are very loud. Ratings and the councils in the last stage of inspection for them. If it's a case of if you're advising me to remove the people who are not rated, then I'm more than happy to do that if that's the suggested route until they have their obviously inspections in place. In terms of the access, there is only one point of access to the site itself. There is no other access for emergency services off the main road. There's only one route in, so hence maybe my naivety in not detailing that is that I should probably drawn that onto a plan, but there is only one point of access to the site for emergency services.
Did the environmental health did mention about inflatables? How is that going to be managed? Because we've had similar attainments at our parish, and we know how vital it is that you've got all that information about the. How far have you gone down the road with that, please?
So I've actually sent over this morning the details of all the risk assessments for the inflatable suppliers. In terms of the wind speed, their checks they have, etc. The only thing that hasn't been sent is the form which Karen has mentioned. I'm just waiting for it to come back from them to confirm the details on that. I have sent across all the risk assessments, etc.
I think it's just to be mindful. I mean, we're just picking on some of the things that are outstanding. With the inflatables and the children's entertainment, you'd be aware that the risks involved with the inflatables that exist. From our point of view, looking at the event management plan that you provided this morning, I'm still not sure how many inflatables you've got there, exactly which types they are. The risk assessments and the checks by the operator, those are generic risk assessments. The information from the checklist that we've provided is more detailed, which the operators should be completing for you, so that you as an event organizer also have that information to satisfy you that those who are attending your site have got are suitably provide the safe equipment for the use of the public. So it's also for your benefit. But that checklist has been asked for now for at least a week, if not longer, 22nd of June. So as the operators who are coming on site, they shouldn't have difficulties in filling that in and providing that to you and to us.
I'd say there's just the two inflatables that were detailed in risk assessment, the copies sent through, and I'm chasing the people who are doing the ANH and leisure, as they're called, to provide me with the detailed form that Karen sent through. I thought originally the form was probably for myself to fill in on the day, so apologies. Sorry, I forwarded it to them to get them to complete, because it's very sort of it's site specific, isn't it? So I thought it was for me to complete as a checklist, rather than being them to complete in advance. Such.
Can I just ask, have you done these events before, Mr. Miffler?
We do roughly 15 to 20 per year. And it's the first time we've done one in Staffordshire Council. We ran various council events. We ran Romstock in Romsey Parish Council last 2 weekends ago. We had 2,500 people there. We ran King's Coronation event in Hagley for 5,500 people for the Parish Council in Hagley, and that was a month ago. We had Bromsgrove Rugby Club 5 weeks ago, and we had 3,500 there. And the meeting, you can certainly speak to any of the council we work with in terms of the events and the running of the events and how well they've been managed. And we've only had excellent feedback. We've never had any issues whatsoever, no food complaints. We've never had any policing or licensing problems at all. And even during the event as it's being run, it's a family-friendly event. We try and make sure that then all our guests are having a good time in a secure environment. We probably have more than enough security and SAI security to ensure the guests are safe at all times. And yeah, we've done various firework displays. We've done 4 firework displays every year for up to 6,000 people. So it's something that we do whilst doing our normal day job of running pubs as well.
Can I just ask, do you normally have one person who obviously does, provides all the information that district councils need? It seems to me that it's very fragmented, that, you're doing some, other people are doing some. Do you have an organiser, for lack of a better word, who does the risk assessments?
That's actually myself. Yeah. In terms of the people we use to provide information, they do change though, because various different suppliers. It's not from one set supplier as such. So that information does change based on bookings.
My God, you've actually put us in a very difficult position today. You'll appreciate there are rules and regulations that have to be adhered to. And here in South Staffs, we're very particular that these rules are adhered to. Hence why we're giving you 3 months to respond. And also from a meeting with you in June, the appropriate responses haven't been received. What we would say to you is, if ever you do anything else in South Staffordshire, please be very aware that, you know, we will be looking to see that you have adhered to what we've asked, what the environmental team have asked for, and that you respond in an appropriate and timely manner. When we've got lots of organisations like the police, like the fire brigade and everything else that has to come into our team here, it's very difficult when we're on the last few days or even the last month. It's very difficult for here. You're one of many, and I think this is the issue. You know, we have over 200, and you're someone who wants it done yesterday, and that's not always appropriate. We will give you the chance this time, the one and only chance, on the condition that A, you sit with the environmental team now and you work through their questions and answer as they feel is appropriate. And B, that you do not have any stalls that not have their registrations, their level of hygiene and safety. I think, you know, we're mindful that work goes into this and people have been told of the event. The only other thing we would ask, we know you only have one entrance to this site. I know this site. Please keep it clear. Please make sure there's no vehicles on it, and make sure any fire or ambulance services that need to get into the site can do. Basically, that's it. If on those grounds and the environmental team are happy, we will agree the licence this time. Okay, you're happy with that?
I'd just like to say thank you very much, and I'm taking with this process. I will be looking at how we submit our applications a lot earlier, and also at the level of detail required in terms of to all of our events that we do for different councils, and this will almost become a template for me as such. I appreciate your support. Thank you.
Can I just ask anyone else on the committee who'd like to speak?
I know perhaps you think that 3 months is a long time to running, but with the amount of work that has to be done, with liaising with the environmental health, the fire and the police, a lot that needs to be done. If other authorities don't follow that, that's up to them. But in South Staffordshire, we are very concerned about our residents, visitors, and what we offer to them. Though, if you do come to South Staffs again with an event, you must have all your ducks in a row, so to speak, so we can prevent this. And I think now perhaps you understand our process more, so in the future you would have no excuses if you got to this stage again.
Just to say to you very clearly that the safety of the residents in South Staffordshire is paramount, and everything that we can do that is in their interest, we will follow, and we'll follow it to the letter. We are very disappointed collectively, poor responses that we've received. I'm disappointed for the staff who are working very hard. This is a very busy time of year for events, as you well know, and you have doubled their workload. I also think that from your own reputation's point of view, you have not actually done yourself any favours today, nor previously. A simple reply was required of you, acknowledgement. It was not received, and I'm sorry that went to the wrong email, and clearly we cannot ascertain that ourselves, but if that's not the email that was provided. However, I think this is a bit of a warning for you as an event organiser, because should anything occur during your event now, you are personally responsible, as you know, and if the environmental health officers are still not satisfied with your replies, they will be contacting us immediately.
Following all that, we'll agree the licence, providing the environmental team are happy. Thank you, Mr. McClure. Thank you for coming.